Okay, yeah. Thank you, Jazz. Hi, everyone. My name is Cleopatra Okelike, Comm lead cohort 19, MCCN track. And today you're welcome to my kitchen. This is what I love to do outside classes, work, taking care of the kids. I have 2 kids. So today I'm going to be making jollof rice. It's a popular Nigerian dish, not just Nigeria, but West Africa. But this word has been ongoing for years, who makes the best jollof rice. And there's a saying we have in Nigeria that Nigerians they carry last, meaning Nigerians always come first, Nigerians always win. So we've always won the jollof rice war. So that's to say Nigerians jollof rice is the best jollof rice. And a little bit of history about the jollof rice. It's originated from Senegal or Gambia, and it was called Wolof. From the people of Wolof they called it Benai, meaning one pot. They just put everything into one pot, and that's it. So I would introduce you to my ingredients and spices. So here I have. Can you see the bowl?
Hold on a sec. We got kind of a low internet connection right now, and you might have disconnected. Oh no. Okay. All right. So while we wait for Cleopatra to come back, how's everyone doing?
Hi, just want to say hi. So there wasn't a long silence.
Thank you.
So I was on not showing myself because I'm still eating my lunch. So, but anyways, yeah, I was a little confused. I guess the schedule on your Excel spreadsheet doesn't match the Comly calendar. Just wanted to let you know. But now that I'm looking at the sheet.
Oh yeah, the Common calendar. I need to update that part. So focus on, for the most up-to-date stuff, focus on the Our Comm Lead calendar, the Google sheet. I am having a little trouble accessing the Comm Lead calendar because it was updated into a new system and now it won't let me log in. So please just focus on the Our Comm Lead one. Yeah.
All right.
Hi everyone. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened, and I think my internet went off, but I'm back.
Okay, perfect.
I'm not sure what was the last thing you heard me say.
I think you were going to just show us what ingredients you use.
Okay. So I'll take that again. Let me see if I can switch coming back. Yes. So I have this is 1/4 spoon. I have 2 1/4 spoons of curry, 2 1/4 spoons of thyme, 2 1/4 spoons of oregano, but these 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons of salt, and turmeric, 2 1/4 spoons, black pepper, 2 1/4 spoons, and 3 dried bay leaves. And this is my seasoning cubes. It's no seasoning cubes. Also, my vegetable oil, I'm using half cup of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, chopped onions. And this is a blend of fresh Roma tomatoes. I used 5 Roma tomatoes, 2 Scotch bonnets. So depending on your spice tolerance level, you can decide to go more than that, but we eat spice a lot. So that's why I'm using 1 onion bulb. And this chili California peppers adds to give it that extra get together into this. And so what I'm going to do, I have my pot here. I'm going to turn it on. And the first thing I'll put into the pot is my vegetable oil. And I'm just going to let that heat for a few seconds, say maybe 1 minute or so. About. So I want this fizz effect when I pour in my onions, because if I pour in my onions right away without the oil heating up, it's just in there, you don't get that. There's this aroma that comes out when the onions is hot, and we believe it gives it a different taste. So I will let the oil heat up for say 60 seconds. I also have my rice parboiled. I'm using long grain parboiled rice. I have 2 cups of rice, and my oven is already preheating for I'm preheating it to 400-degree Fahrenheit. Usually we could use pots to make this, and that's how I grew up learning how to cook jollof rice. We make it in a pot, but over the years I've perfected using an oven. It comes out way better, and it's not mashy, it's not mushy. It's the grains are all defined, so that's why I prefer to use the oven. But using the pots, there's this notion in Nigeria that if the rice is not burnt and have a smoky smell, it's not jollof rice, because that burning smell gives it the party jollof taste. That's what we call it. So now my oil is ready. I'm going to add in my onions. You can hear that effect that I was hoping to get. I'm going to stir this a little bit. And before I go on to start putting in my other ingredients, I would let the onion to cook for, say, 30 seconds. I want it to be a bit crispy. The reason for using the tomato paste too is also to give it that red, very red color, because when you see jollof rice, this usually comes out very red. And so I'll go on to add my, okay, this is a one-man show. I'm holding my phone and everything at the same time. I'll start the time. then my curry, and my oregano. I'm just going to, all of the ingredients will go into the box. Then my black pepper together. So I'll add my tomato paste. So you can see the onions is getting brown. I'm going to add my tomato paste to it. And for the tomato paste, I'm going to keep stirring until it's almost golden brown. And I want all of it to look finely, like it's finely grained. So that's my oven. The oven is ready.
Cleopatra, we got a question in the chat. Mind if I ask you?
Yeah, sure.
So Kevin is asking, what temperature do you have the seasoning at? And because we missed that part in the audio.
Oh, okay. So I have my temperature at the mid high. Yeah. So long as that's why I keep stirring it. And I'm using this because I want to save us time. I could use like medium also if I'm not in a hurry. So you can see the tomato paste is looking like it's finely grained. Let me go back to So at this point, I'm going to put in my bay leaves. I have 3 bay leaves. The bay leaves gives it additional flavor. So the tomato paste is ready. You can see how it looks, finely grained. And now I would add my blended mix of onions, tomato, the Californian chili pepper, and Roma tomatoes. So there we go. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so good.
I was just typing that into the chat, Cleopatra, that I wish we could smell this.
Okay.
Technology advanced so we can smell these things that we see on our computers.
I hope we get to that stage with technology.
I am weirdly like smelling tomato right now. I don't know how it's working, but something's happening and I'm like really hungry.
Okay, that's just in your head. So now I would add my seasoning cubes. I'll just break it in. and my salt with all of the other spices left in the tray. Overall, this should take less than 30 minutes to cook because I want it to be really dry. I want it to, it's going to look like the tomato paste when it's done, but I don't know if we have that time. So I usually would have, pre-cooked spices all the time because we eat jollof rice a lot. So I always have the pre-cooked spices in the freezer. So if you could do that or wait for this to dry out, or what would you have me do at this point? Should I use this? I have the pre-cooked one. I just brought it out of the freezer to mix the rice and put it in the oven. Any suggestion?
Cleo, I think you were cutting out for a little bit there. Did you have a question?
Yes, I had a question. So I'm saying this would take about 20 to 25 minutes to dry out, but I always have the pre-cooked one in the freezer because I cook jollof rice a lot. So this is same thing, already gotten to the final stage. I could go ahead and mix with the rice from this so that we just see what the final the final product looks like, or I will wait out for this one to dry out before I mix the rice.
Oh, Cleo, let's wait for this one. We got the time. We got about you said like 20, 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
At this point, is there any, like, if folks want to jump on the mic, does anyone have any questions?
Question: why we wait for this to dry out?
Cleo, I'll ask you a question. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. So I would love to know, Cleo, how did you learn to cook?
Okay. My mom is she's a caterer, and that's how I learned how to cook. And it's a tradition in Africa, not just Nigeria, that every girl child spends a lot of time in the kitchen, whether your parents know how to cook or not, but you should know, you should be in the kitchen helping your mom from a very tender age. So I used to help my mom a lot, even she has a restaurant. My mom has a restaurant, still does.
Wow.
I used to help her a lot with cooking, cleaning. Sometimes during summer breaks, I go to her shop to run the business. So that's how I learned how to cook. And I love to explore. I think now I cook more stuff than she does because she's not ready to explore. She's not ready to learn new dishes. But I've been exploring. The last time I think I made tikka masala, came out really nice. So once I see something I like it, I follow a lot of food blogs. Once I see something I like it, I get all the ingredients to cook.
Hey, Cleo, why don't you turn off your video to maybe increase the fidelity of your sound? It's cutting out a little bit, and I really want to make sure that everybody hears it. So sometimes that helps, and I'll do the same.
Okay. Let's see.
Cut your video and see if that maybe helps your sound. Whoops.
Can we
still hear? Yeah, I think it's a little better. What do other folks think? Is that better?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Rini, did you have a question, or Cleo, did you want to keep? Was there something else you wanted to add to that?
I think that's about it. So I just kept practicing with different meals, different things until I perfected a lot of my cooking skills. And I started at a very young age too.
Right.
But I had a lot of mistakes growing up. One time, my mom asked me to make jollof rice and boiled eggs. She gave me the eggs. She just said, "Go and cook." And I poured the egg into the rice instead of just boiling the eggs. I think I was still in elementary school then. To tell you how young they let us into the kitchen. I think as early as age 6, 7, you're at least you learn how to make there's this thing called pap. It's you just make it with hot water and also boil yam. It's like the Japanese yam, things like that. Those are basic things they let you try out first. And gari, something we call gari, it's called cassava flakes. It's made out of cassava. You learn how to make all of those little basic stuff until they hand you the ingredients to make maybe a proper soup or proper stew. Even if you make a mistake, everybody's going to eat it in the house just the way it is until you perfect your cooking.
Nice. Well, I know, thank you for that answer, and we can follow up, and I know Rini wants to build off of it.
I was just going to ask, Cleo, are you starting to teach your daughter as well?
So she doesn't have a lot of interest yet. And
how about your son?
Funny enough, he's the one that wants to be in the kitchen all the time. He wants to try out. He's been coming to turn on the gas knobs. We just closed, so we had to put a gate in the kitchen just to keep him out of the kitchen, because he's always here, and he's not 2 yet. He's going to turn 19 months tomorrow. Tomorrow is 15th, right, or 16th? Today is 15th.
Today is the 16th.
Oh, so he turned 19 months yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, he turned 19 months yesterday, so he's always in the kitchen. I had to get him a kitchen play set so that he can explore on his own. I put that in their play area. So now he doesn't come to the kitchen as much. But this morning he was here while I was trying to get ready for this session. And he was trying to help me turn on the gas. He was trying to help me put things together, but I had to send him away.
Well, when he gets a little older, it sounds like you have a budding chef.
Yes, definitely. I have no doubt about that. I'm sure he would love to be in the kitchen and cook. The sister would always say, I want to help you. But she just stays here and causes a lot of distraction for me. So, yeah. So I think, yeah. So I will turn on my video to show you what it looks like. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes. So this is ready now. Less than 20 minutes because it's not a lot. So this is ready. I'm going to mix. The way we do it in Nigeria is to add water to this. Say, depending on the quantity of rice you're making, you could add up to 8 cups of water. And you allow to boil, then pour the rice in it and cook in the pot. But I found out that it comes out better when I make it in the oven. So that's why I'm using the oven. So I'm using a pan. This is my rice. So I would scoop it bit by bit, and the bay leaf is still on. I usually leave the bay leaf in there till I'm done cooking. Before I serve, then I take out the bay leaves. So I just keep stirring it bit by bit. think I'll have more sauce than I need for this rice, which is good. So anytime I have extra sauce, I just freeze it till whenever I want to make another batch of jollof rice, I just bring it out and just pour my rice and move on. So you can make it as red as you want it to be. I can decide to add a little bit extra. So I don't have much left, but since I have all of this, why not use it to make the rice very red? And see. I want to make sure I get everything. Okay, looks really, really good. And I bet you it tastes better than it looks. So if you have meat stock, I don't have any meat stock, so maybe you the stock from either chicken, beef, whatever. I'll usually add this at this point, but I don't have any. And for some people that are vegetarian, they would not like meat stock in there. So when I'm really, I use just water because I don't know if they are vegetarian that will try the food. So I'm gonna get some water to add to it, not a lot. I'll see how many cups of water I will eventually use. So this is 1 cup, 2 cups. So for this rice, 2 cups is okay because I just want enough water. And the rice, I parboiled it for 10 minutes. But what I did, I allowed the water to boil. Then I allowed that to cook for 10 minutes. Then I rinse before the cook. So you can see it's just, the water and the rice is just at the same. Then this is my butter. I will add that. The butter adds flavor, extra flavor to the rice. I'll just leave this on and I'll cover with the foil. Cover the sides. Jollof rice just needs heat to cook. And I already preheated my oven to 400. And now I'll put my rice in the oven. This should take somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes. Because the rice is not a lot, I think it takes lesser time. So cook time, I'll just do 45. So I will check this after, let me go back to, let me stop sharing, okay. I will check the rice after 15 minutes. Why I check after 15 minutes? Because after adding water, the spices will not be evenly spread on the rice. So I will just bring it out, stir it, taste for salt or seasoning cubes to make sure that everything is spot on. Then I'll put it back in the oven for extra 15 minutes. When I'm cooking more rice, I do 59 seconds, which is 1 hour, like 60 seconds. I do 59 seconds, then I check after 30 minutes. But because this rice is not a lot, that's why I'm doing 45 minutes, but I'll check it after 15 minutes to see what it looks like. So we just have to wait for the rice to be ready. So in the meantime, any questions? Or let me see if there are questions in the chat. Okay, no question.
I got a question. So, what do you eat it with? Me being Filipino, like rice has to be eaten with something else, and so
Yes,
and I'm wondering if that is the case here with jollof rice.
absolutely. So you can pair it with a lot of things. You can go with a side of plantains, fried plantains. You can go with a side of coleslaw. You can go with any protein of choice: fish, chicken, turkey.
What's your
Goat
favorite?
meat. I have a lot of favorites. There's something we call giz dodo. It's gizzard mixed with plantain. I do that with, I make that with jollof rice too. So instead of frying plantain separately, I just make plantain and gizzards together. And the local name for plantain in Nigeria is dodo. So, and goat meat. My husband loves goat meat a lot. I even had to make goat meat stew yesterday for him. So he always eats his jollof rice with goat meat. And sometimes I grill barbecued chicken. So I really don't have a favorite with jollof rice. It's just the mood. It depends on the mood I'm in and maybe whatever protein I have at home. Sometimes I make shrimp sauce too and sauteed shrimp with jollof rice. So there's a wide variety you can choose from depending on what you like.
That's awesome. Thank you. What are you gonna you're making it right now? What's on the menu for tonight, or if it's lunchtime?
So the jollof rice will be on the menu. I have a lot of meals in the fridge, but since this jollof rice is here now, I'm sure that's what we would have for lunch. My daughter loves jollof rice and goat meat stew. So I have my goat meat stew here. I could show you guys if you want to see. So this is goat meat stew. I made this yesterday. So I'm sure we'll be having the jollof rice with goat meat later today. I don't have any plantains in the house, so no plantains. So it's just going to be jollof rice and goat meat, like stew. Additional. You can, if I have my way, I'll talk about food like the whole day. So if you have any questions, maybe any other type of food, even if it's not something I'm doing right now, if it's something you want to know about Nigerian meals, those questions are welcome as well.
Maybe you can tell us about another kind of dish. Like, is there a different kind of rice that you make too? Something that's mixed?
Yes. So I make fried rice. I make coconut rice.
Ooh, coconut sounds good.
Type of rice is very common. Then just white rice. Yes, it does. So for that, it's a different process entirely because I don't use any tomato paste or fresh tomatoes. Most of the ingredients is just the coconut milk or the coconut extract. So for me, I like using the fresh coconut. I take off the hard skin of the coconut coconut, then I blend the coconut, chopped coconut with a lot of water, sieve out the juice. So the juice is what makes up the rice. I just fried the onions like I did with the spices, thyme, oregano, garlic, and all of those. Everything except the tomato. Then I use coconut milk, and I put it in the oven. Same method, but tomato paste or fresh tomatoes too, kind of. And you can have a lot of this on my cooking page. I post like that I make on my cooking page. And I could drop the handle in the chats. Chef.
And I put a couple of questions for you in there too, Cleo.
Okay. That up right away. Chef Leo's, yes, Chef Leo's kitchen. Do you have any academy that you want to specific not with time away? What are some stuff? Okay, that's a very interesting question. So what I'm going to eat first when I get back to Nigeria, anytime I visit Nigeria, is snail, because it's something I have not had since I left. It's not easy to come by here. And there are not a lot of African or Nigerian stores in the Pacific Northwest. It's not just specifically Nigerians of other Africans, but whenever any of my parents are visiting, egusi, we use that to make soup, dried ones. There's something we call ogbono. I'm sure Anita remember this. I made that for my admission video. It's called, I think the English name is called mango seeds, something like that. I remember. Then stockfish and dried fish. What else? Crayfish. Crayfish is, they are very small shrimps. The way we process them in Nigeria, it's dried and blended. So, what other food stuff do they bring for me? There's this special leaf called oha leaf. We use it to make soup. I've not seen it anywhere in the Pacific Northwest before. And I'm from the eastern parts of Nigeria. We are called Igbos. And that soup is originated from the east. So, and another one called bitter leaf soup. They have special kinds of leaf to make those soups. So those things, whenever anyone is coming from Nigeria, I usually ask for those. What else do I ask for? For the other ingredients, I tried to get them from here, even if they're not same. I replicate some of the spices here, like for soups, the leaf we use for most of our soups is but here I use because that's what is available here. I think that answers your question, Anita.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy hearing what's the first thing you want to eat when you get home, and snails. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a photograph of it was a customs port of entry. I think it might have been at JFK Airport in New York City. And it was the collection of things that had tried to be smuggled in like a day. And I have certainly been somebody that don't tell anybody, shh, but I will put all kinds of stuff in my suitcase when I travel and try to get it back in. Okay. And I remember I was coming in to SeaTac and I had a bunch of coffee, which is fine, of course. But I also had, I can't remember what it was that I was worried about getting intercepted. And so I packed the coffee really close to the surface so that it would be so aromatic that it would just waft all over the customs officials and they wouldn't, they wouldn't ask about it. And I remember rolling through and trying to look very, very innocent. And then they said, "What does that smell?" And I said, "Oh, it's coffee, Ethiopian coffee." And they're like, "Oh, that's so nice. Go ahead."
Oh, nice. That's nice.
That's my advice in trying to bring stuff through.
So yeah, that happens to me all the time. I work to my parents whenever they were coming in. I think they've seized some of my mom's stuff before. The last time she was coming, and I think the kind of bag you use matters a lot. If you carry a kind of baggage that looks suspicious, and there's this bag we call Ghana must go in Nigeria, and whenever you're traveling with that bag, the airport officials just know this bag probably has a lot of contraband in it, so they usually always check. So after that, I told my parents, whenever you're coming, please use a proper luggage box, like a luggage bag, so that you don't arouse suspicion to what you're carrying, so that all my stuff come in one piece. So I'm ready to, I just brought it out of the oven. So I'm ready to mix. It's already drying up. I would mix this and taste for salt to make sure that taste for salt. Everything is on point. So I just need to put it back. So for the extra 15 minutes left. So this is going back into the oven. I'm going to turn off my video and do that. Okay, so we just have to wait for 15 more minutes. Does anyone have like any feedback? Maybe what I didn't do as you expected or anything like that? I'm open to feedback as well.
I think my feedback is kind of like Jazz's. How can we get some? Maybe you should open up your own restaurant.
You can come over.
I mean, Cleo's kitchen would be a huge hit.
Maybe when my kids are a bit older, because it's a lot to juggle with two small kids. It's not an excuse, but I would like to give it my full attention. For that kind of business to thrive, you need your full, especially when you're just starting off. It needs a lot of dedication and time. So I would love for them to be a bit older. Say when my daughter is 10 and Alex is 5, maybe then.
Oh, that's so cool. They have the same age difference as me and my brother.
Oh, nice. So it's 4 years. I think it's 4 years. Kirsten will be 6 this year. Her birthday is a month away. She's already counting down. and waiting for her 6th birthday, and Alex will be 2 in December. So it's been 4 years and some months.
Cleo, I went and put up the link to your Instagram onto the chat, and I'm
Oh,
looking at it right now, and
okay.
it's pretty cool. It's awesome. I think the photos are really well done too. I think the lighting's really great. It's way better than any photos I've ever taken of food, which is why I try very hard not to do that. But
Oh, thank you, Jazz. I just try. I would think it's not perfect yet. I keep trying to improve those pictures. But it's all my culinary expeditions that I try on.
I mean, and I think because you were asking about feedback, this isn't so much feedback, but looking at your Instagram right now, and kind of what you've done here, have you considered making videos where you kind of walk through some of the process?
No, not exactly. I've not started a food blog or anything like that yet. I just keep telling myself I'll do it, but I've never really gotten around to it.
No, I totally understand, and I think it would be pretty cool to see something like that. 'Cause I'm very curious right now on your the bread and bean cake that on here.
Yes.
It looks delicious.
So yeah, that's like a traditional weekend meal in Nigeria, because usually parents don't have time on weekdays. They are busy, kids are going to school, and in a typical Nigerian home, everybody don't sit to have breakfast at the same time because everybody leaves the house at different times, because either the parents leave very early to get to work before the traffic starts. But weekends, either Saturday or Sunday, it's usually family time, either breakfast or dinner or lunch. So bean cake is a staple in most Nigerian homes. For us, it was usually Sundays after church with pap as well. But I did pap or akara and bread. And that kind of bread, the local name we call it is agege bread. I don't know the origin, I don't know the history behind that name, but agege bread is very popular. It's usually very, very soft, and you can squeeze it into like a fist mold to show you how soft it is. And you just slice it in the middle, just the way you guys put hot dog into the middle of a bread, or beef patties into a bread. That's how we put akara, the bean cake, into bread and munch on it. So hopefully we see the final result before. I see we have just 8 minutes more on the Comm wait. So
I have a question, Cleo. I've been experimenting this summer using a pressure cooker, and
okay.
That's something that when I was a kid, my parents had a pressure cooker that they used on the stovetop, and it terrified me. The pressure cooker made so much noise. It was always screaming with that whistle, and
Yeah.
I just thought I had no interest in continuing that tradition of pressure cooker. And I will also say, I love my parents more than life itself, but vegetables cooked in a pressure cooker, no thank you. It was like broccoli that looked like it was mush and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
I had this dismissive sense of pressure cookers. But then, of late, there's been this renaissance of sorts of, Instant Pot. And a friend of mine gave me a version. It's not an Instant Pot, but it's an electric pressure cooker. And I've been enjoying experimenting. It's been a little interesting because it didn't come with a manual.
Okay.
I've been doing Googling and like trying to figure it out, and you know, it's working out. But I wanted to know, do you use pressure cookers, and what do you think of them?
Yeah, so I use
anybody on this call. I mean, I'm just fascinated by it. It's a new dimension for me in my cooking.
Yeah, so I use Instant Pots.
Okay.
But yeah, what I use my Instant Pots for is usually for like hard items that would usually take a longer time to cook, like beans. And we eat cow skin. It's called, the local name is momo, and it's usually very tough. So I use the Instant Pots to cook those. And beef feet too. Beef feet, I use the Instant Pot for beef feet. So what I do, I just plug it in and allow it to cook I set the time. And the one I have has like eight buttons. There's soup, broth, meat stew, cake, egg, saute, and all of those. So I just set it to the appropriate one. And when it's done cooking, I allow it to cool. And I open up the cover at the top. I open it up to allow it to vent off. The steam should vent off, because it's not safe to open it while the steam and is still on. So I allow it to vent off. When I hear that hissing sound has stopped, then I know it's safe to open. Then that's when I open it. So I don't use it for very soft things. I tried to saute vegetables with it the one time, and it didn't come out nice. It came out too.
I'm loving it for beans, and I'm laughing at Ekta and Kathy and Harini in the chat box. It's so true. And actually, Ekta, I think that the top, something like 7 or 8 of the top cookbooks on Amazon are all Instant Pot cookbooks. And I think some of the best ones are Indian cookbooks. Yeah. Like Instant Pots and Indian cuisine are just a match made in heaven. But Ekta, I'm completely amazed that you have 5 different size pressure cookers. That's incredible.
Wow.
Mine is very small. I mean, small for an electric one, I guess. But it does the trick for, doing beans and stuff. And so, yeah, Cleo, that's cool to hear that you do beans as well. I find that and rice, I've been making rice in my pressure cooker, and it just cuts the time down so much.
Yes.
And in the summer, it's nice because I'm not running the stove or the oven, right? So it's nice to have in a hot climate, it's nice to not have to have that either. So I've become a bit of a fan, but I feel like I'm very much a novice.
So anything that takes time to cook, otherwise, think pressure cooker there. So if you want to boil potatoes, fast. If you want to boil sweet potatoes, really fast. So just put them, like when I'm at work and I don't have time to cook, so I'll just put some rice and vegetables and everything together and give it one whistle, and that's it. Food's ready. So I
appreciate your bravery, Ekta. I can't get past like the scare factor. I mean, I can bring this. I love my slow cooker for things like that. Like I'll put everything in the slow cooker and then I'll leave for the day and come back and it's like, oh, stew. There's something about the pressure cooker that I'm like, I'm gonna blow up my house. So
no, nothing happens. Don't worry about it.
It's like super funny you say that, Anita.
I'm happy to handhold you through the process.
Because I will do that. Slow cookers.
I have.
You can't, Jazz?
I can't. No? Like it worries me that it would be on for so long and sometimes overnight, and like that thing is like just gonna be on. Like that's weird. Like just I can't do slow.
Think of it, Jazz. It's like plugging in your TV. Would you unplug your TV before you left for the day?
Oh gosh, anytime I just did a crisis communications case study on the Crockpot burning the house, and this is us.
Oh my God!
Crisis. It's all about unplugging your devices.
Well, maybe I'm a little bit too trusting in the Crockpot when I'm gone. Because you're right, Jazz. I mean, I would never leave an oven on and leave the house ever. Like I never do that. But
But I leave my Instapot on. I mean, that's the idea of Instapot, that if I have to go out, I can just put stuff in that. The Instant
How
Pot.
is the Instant Pot different than a crock pot, though, in terms of you wanting to in terms of your comfort, in terms of leaving it on?
Instant Pot is amazing. Again, I mean, I've actually
Well,
stopped the pressure cooker to use the Instant Pot. So I have 2 Instant Pots now, and I have 4 different sizes of the regular stovetop.
I mean, it's actually from a Comm lead marketing story. The story of Instant Pot is so cool. In that, you know, it's a guy in his garage, and then he decided he had no budget, so when he did have this product, he sent it to influential food bloggers. That was how he got the word out.
Wow.
Yeah, he really. I think he's Canadian. I think he's some scientist that decided, oh, I can build a better pressure cooker, and he really didn't have a budget, and so he sent it to food bloggers across North America, like, you know, a handful, not many, like his prototype when it was ready. And one of my friends who's a food blogger in California, she got one, and his hope was that they would love it and start blogging about it, which is exactly what they did. And then it just became a phenom. So really entrepreneurial.
Yep. Like, you know, the Indian style yogurt, what we get in the market is not the Indian style. And the climate here, I can never make yogurt at home otherwise. But Instant Pot has a yogurt setting. So I can, you know, totally sprout my
wow. I think Cleo has started the food session, and Ekta, you will have to continue it with an Indian yogurt Instant Pot session.
I'm a huge foodie and I love cooking. So yeah, sure. Would love to.
Well, on that note, please make sure to submit your host on the host form so that you can secure a date. We're already accepting dates for August now, so that would be really exciting. Cleo, we are hitting around 12:30. Do you want to finish us off? Show us what you got. And I think you're still muted.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll just show you what it looks like. I don't think it's ready yet. I still have 18 minutes left on the oven, but let's just see what we have here. Shoot. So okay, it's almost there, but it's not there yet. Let me see if it's soft yet. It needs to be tender. Just a little bit more. But I think we all got.
Now I'm starving.
You see how good it looks? Trust me, it tastes better than it looks. So this is jollof rice. Although this is not ready, I'm still going to leave it in the oven till the end of the time I have in the oven for it to be tender. But in another, so I think overall the 45 minutes is what this needs for it to be done. So that's jollof rice. Thank you so much for watching me cook jollof rice, and I hope any of you get to try it. It's really nice, and if you need like a written recipe, just let me know. I'm happy to write it out for you, or whatever questions you have for me. I'm always available to answer them. And any other food you see on my Instagram page that you try, I'm willing to share the recipe as well, and meals. And so this one goes back in.
Oh my gosh, Cleo, I love your oven mitts. I have oven mitt envy now too.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Somebody needs rice.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And also, it sounds like your family is more than ready to start eating.
I know.
Yeah, thank you for being our inaugural cooking segment for this. Keep in mind, y'all, that her Instagram is available in the chat. Hit that follow button. If you want to host something, please go ahead and submit as well. We are always looking for folks too. And keep in mind that the most up-to-date version of the calendar is going to be the Our Comm Lead calendar Google Sheet that's been in all the links and all the emails and stuff. So with that, thank you all for coming to Our Comm Lead, and we will see you at the next one, which will probably be the social hour next week, unless there are new hosts for next week. So
thank you, Jazz.
Thank you, Jazz.
You,
thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, and thank you,
Enjoy
Cleo.
the Jollof.
Yeah, I will.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.